Hi everybody, welcome. I'm Betty and today I'm going to show you a fun, easy, inexpensive little wreath to make. So I had already pulled the tag off of this, but the first thing I want to show you is the wreath form that I bought from Dollar Tree. It's just a little form to put your flowers on. I bought most of my stuff at Dollar Tree, if not everything. Most of it. Okay, so I bought flowers like this for one of the last videos that I had made, and like this also. And for a different video, I bought these and these. But I wanted to show you how to put them together into a little wreath. And so they come, I already had cut these apart, and they come in groups like this for $1 at the Dollar Tree, or like this, and they're long like this. And I cut off a bunch of parts so that we could put them around our wreath and they wouldn't be too big. So this comes in groups like this, just $1 at the Dollar Tree, and then these come in a group like this, $1 at the Dollar Tree. So I also have craft wire, which you can buy for $1 at the Dollar Tree. I should be in an ad for the Dollar Tree, I think. But I cut it into little pieces so that I could use them to put our flowers on, and I wanted to shorten our time a little bit so I wouldn't be taking up too much of your time, and to show you what a quick, easy, cute little craft this really is. So we're going to just take some of these. I like taking the ones that are a little bit like more spread out and taller, because these can fit underneath and in between them. And so I usually take this kind first. I'm going to use the white ones though, and I'm going to use the ones that I cut off pretty short. So I'm going to start with the white ones, and I'm going to just come around the edge of the wreath. I think I'm going to start on the very bottom rung of the wreath. See how it has like 4 different little wire rings around it? We're going to start with the first ring, and I'm going to put one there. And then I'm just going to try to leave you don't want to wrap your wire around the actual leaf. We want to wrap it just around the part that, leave the leaf hanging. You don't really want to wire it down. We want to wire the flower stem down. So that's what we're going to do, is put the wire just around part of the stems. And I'll show you after I wire this one on. And we're just wiring it to keep it in place. And if you want, since this wire is a little longer, you can always bring it down and kind of wire it around the bottom part also. So when it's done, this is what it looks like so far, what I have. It looks kind of crazy right now, but it'll be cute later, because it'll get hidden by some of the other stuff. And then I did leave it a little too long. I have my wire cutters here, and so I'm going to cut a little bit of the stem off so that it's just like that. Okay, so then I'm going to go around and see how there's these cross wires. They come across the little round parts. Well, we have this one here. I'm going to go ahead and do one here. I'm going to go and do one here and one here, everywhere that there's where it's split by one of those wires. So I'm going to do that. Okay, so we have our white ones on so far, like this. So now I'm going to go ahead and take some of the red ones. So your red flowers are going to land on, like the bottom of them will land right on these wires. And we're going to do it on the same little round wire that we were doing it on before, the very first one. We're going to do the same thing. So far we have, see how I have the red one? We're going to go around and do it all the way around again. Okay, so as you can see, it's already starting to look Valentine-y with the red, white, all the way around. So now we're going to go back through and we're going to add some more white ones. I think now we will go the opposite way with these. Okay, so we're going to skip one of these little circles and we're going to go to the next circle. And we're going to put white. So see how I positioned it where it's kind of in between the red and the white one above it? We're going to do that, and we're going to wire them there. And we're going to go all the way around doing that now with the white. Turn it upside down. It's also easier probably to position it and then turn it upside down to wire it. Just twist it on. I keep cutting off some of the wire because it is a little long and I don't want to have to hide all those little pieces later. Some of the bottom of the flowers, the wire, like stems of the flowers, we don't want to have to hide all that. And then I take my wire, after I've tied it and twisted it together, the part that's hanging out, I take it and I try to bring it down and wrap it around the bottom of the flower stem to hold the flower stem closer to the wreath. So that's what it looks like when you are, as we're going along. So we're going to do, it'll be white, red, white, red. So we'll just go ahead and do that as we go along. I'm going to go ahead and cut a couple more stems, and I'm going to go white, red, all the way around that ring, and then we'll talk about our next step. Okay? All right. So as you can see, it's starting to get fuller and look prettier and prettier. So now I'm going to have to cut a little more wire. Now this wire, I don't remember where I got it from. It might even have been my mother's. I have a lot of her craft supplies that she had. And so I'm going to just go ahead and cut some pieces off of here. Remember, though, you can get your wire at the Dollar Tree. You can get it at Hobby Lobby. You can get it at Michael's. You could probably get it at most hardware stores, honestly. So it's easy to find. But, I mean, why not go to the Dollar Tree and get it for $1 if you can get it for $1? I'm going to cut a bunch of them because I'm going to use a bunch of pink flowers on here. And I'm going to need a bunch of wire to put them on. It's just fun if you go and pick out the colors you like. If you want Valentines like this, then you know exactly what to do. You can pick out whatever colors you want, whatever flower you want, and do the same thing at home. If you have a certain color door, my door is actually red. This will still show up kind of pretty on it, though, because it has enough white in it, and it'll have enough pink in it that it should show up nice on my door. I see one of my pieces needs to be put in here a little better. Okay. Just going to cut a couple more of these, and then we're going to move on. Okay, let's see how far this gets us. So now we're going to put our pink ones on. So I'm trying to decide if I want them to face outward so that you see the pink like this, or if we want them to go to the side like this. I think outward would be prettier. So we're going to go to that second circle that we had, and we're going to take these, and honestly, because they are wire, we might not even need the little pieces of wire for these. Let's just see. I'm going to push the green up on them because I want the green to show. I think the green makes it look prettier, and it'll fill out your wreath a little better. So everywhere that we have, remember the wires that cross, the cross wire? Everywhere we have one of those, we're going to put a pink flower. See where it turns into like a crisscross right here? I'm going to put a pink flower around that. And then after that, we'll see how pretty it looks. And we'll go from there. I have not made one like this before. We're creating it together. So let's see how the creation turns out. I'm going to cut off any extra wire that's under here. Well, first let me make sure it's going to lay right. Actually, I'm going to take its stem and twist it around the wire wreath frame. Wow, say that 5 times fast. Wire wreath frame, wire wreath frame, wire wreath frame. I can't do it. Maybe you can. So that's what I have, how it looks with the pink flower in there. I'm going to do that everywhere it crosses like that. So that's one. And then we'll go down here to number 2. I think some of these are maybe bigger or fuller than other ones. I'm going to try to use the big ones. Remember, push your leaf up and then push it around. See, isn't that cute so far? All right. I love doing anything crafty. It's so fun. And I love whatever craft I'm doing, it has to be for the holiday that's closest. So, of course, it's Valentine's Day. I gotta make myself a Valentine wreath. There's a couple videos before this. If you like this video, you might like those too. So check it out on my YouTube channel. I hope you guys come and join me there. So this is what we have so far. It kind of reminds me of the things that girls put in their hair. It's cute. Okay. Put it on here. We're going to lift up our wreath and we're going to see where it looks like we need to add more flowers. Okay, so when you look at it, you can see that it's pretty bare in here and all the way around. So now, part of what you can do is kind of move around the flowers that are already there. See the little red and white ones that are underneath the pink ones? All you have to do is move them into the empty spaces now. Kind of slide them around. That's the first step. Make sure that they're, yeah, there we go. So we're going to do that all the way around. You just pull the white one down, the red one this way. I just lost one of my flowers. No. Okay, if your flowers pop off, you should be able to push them right back on. Okay. So you're going to just keep rearranging them like that so that they show up really good. And if they turn to where they're underneath your wreath form, just push them to the front. You want to show them off. You don't want them hiding. There we go. Here we go. Can you see how it's filling out a little better by doing that? Okay, so then you push the red. Okay, this red one can go back this way. White goes this way. This one, the red can go this way. See, it's making it a lot fuller. Your white, red, okay. And once you do that all the way around, so you're kind of getting them so that they're not buried underneath your pink flowers. You want them all to show. So the white ones, move it down here if you can. If you can't move them and they're stuck there because the wiring It's okay, you can leave them. It's not, we have a couple more flowers we can use to fill in. So that's what I have so far. It's getting full, but I want to add a little bit more. So let me see. I think I'm going to take that last ring inside here, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take white and red ones and go around it again because I want it to be fuller. Okay, so that's what we're going to do now. And now this time, so I had them going this way, the first ring. The second ring we went this way, and now this ring I'm going this way again. So I'm just alternating them, the different ways that I'm facing them. And sometimes you'll see that the red runs into the red and the white. It doesn't have to be red, white, red, white. It can be that a lot of the reds are together or a lot of the whites. As long as you have all the colors in there and they're showing up real pretty, it's not going to matter. It's a little bit uniform, but it's not perfect. You can put your little flowers to the side, and if you want to add them later, if it's not full enough, the ones that fell off, the little petals that fall off, you can set them on the side and then try to put them back on later if you want to. Okay. Okay, so now take a look at it and see how full it is. Now you're ready for the other baby's breath, which is this one here. And we're going to start putting those in. We're going to put them stick them straight out. You want to make sure your flowers are mostly on top of your wreath form, not underneath, so that most of them are showing. Because some of them get pushed underneath while you're working with some of the other flowers. So we want to make sure they're up above so that it looks as full as it can look. It's starting to really look pretty. I love it. So now, do we need these? I think we should do these, maybe. Okay, so what we're going to do is push this little leaf up as far as it'll go. And it also pushed up some more of the little baby's breath so that it made it so it's a small little thing. So we're going to cut it off a little bit shorter, not a lot shorter, because now we're going to come in here and we're going to come in between the two pink flowers, and we're going to put them in there. The same way we did the pink flowers. We're going to face it upward instead of going like this all the way around. We're going to face them upward like we did the pink flowers. Okay. Only this time we're going in the middle. Remember how we put it on where the wreath wires, where the actual form of the wreath met in the middle? This time we're going in between that. We're just going to look at the pink flowers and go right in between, and we're going to twist it on. Let's see how that looks. I think that's not going to work. Let's try it a different way. Okay. So instead of that, we do have to turn it to the side a little bit and just put it around. So one of the wreath circles from the wreath form, we haven't put any flowers on, and it's the second one from the top. So go in between the pink flowers and put your baby's breath on that ring and twist it around. Okay, so that's what I have. It's going to look like that. Can you see that okay? We're going to do that in between every pink flower. So what do you think? Does it look pretty full? This, you can push it down. This gets turned. Okay, so that's what we have so far. But then I was also going to add a couple things to it. So I had bought this for a different craft, and it was also from the Dollar Tree, and it had 4 other hearts on it, and 3 of them were just glittery hearts, and one of them said XOXO on it, and we used it for a previous craft, but we had the welcome sign, and the welcome sign didn't seem to go right for something that's going to go in the middle of your table. It seems like it should be something on your door or something like that. So for this wreath, I thought we would take it and put it up here in the top like this. Okay, so I'm going to just take this and I'm going to wire it on the top. And so this is our cute little wreath. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like, share, and of course, as always, subscribe. And happy Valentine's Day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.